Happy Friday. We have a few really incredible astrological days happening right now. Today is a beautiful day. Tomorrow's the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. And then we have the full moon coming up on Tuesday next week, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, depending on where you are on the planet. So I have my notes from my Patreon group. I just posted my all signs reading. If you are interested, the link is in my biography. The link is below, depending on what platform you're seeing this. And I offer a 7-day free trial. So if you're interested, and if this information kind of resonates with you and you're like, you're shoot between the eyes. Because I'm a Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto, so I can say these things to you. And I know in the introductory video, I had said like this is going to be a cakewalk after eclipse season, but it's kind of hitting hard for a lot of people. So I want to offer some validation for what you might be going through and give you just like a little bit of a push to do the thing. And please listen for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. If you have this language, listen to your rising sign first, and then your sun and the moon to kind of get a little bit of extra spice and vibe. So let's get started. For Aries, the meaning of money has changed for a lot of you, and it could be the nodal transit, it could be this Mercury retrograde, it could be the eclipse portal, whatever it may be. It doesn't really matter why, but for a lot of you, it's not so much like I need the flashy thing. It's like I just really want to be able to say no to things that don't resonate with me anymore. And so the meaning of money, you've kind of done some deep dives as to like what's underneath my desire to have what it is that I want. So you're finally communicating in a really honest and kind of more vulnerable way with the universe. So that's really, really exciting. Yeah, it's like from, what did I write? The desire has shifted from flashy to cozy. So I really liked that. For Taurus, please just let them go. Absolutely let them go. There is a lot that's happening astrologically that's coming up for you in the next year that's pretty like, that's nice. So be cognizant of the fact that if I handed you $1 billion right now and you would not feel comfortable to call the top 5 people in your life and tell them that you've won the $1 billion without them expecting a payout back, just be aware of that. It is okay right now, especially for my Taurus risings, to set very, very healthy boundaries. This is a lot of trauma response. This is a lot of people-pleasing activities. So just be okay with saying no. Be okay with being in your Rocky montage. Be okay with having standards. And also be okay with having friendships that have expiration dates. The flowers are going to die, but you still buy the bouquet. You know what I mean? Love it. Gemini, some of y'all are making a pivot. Some of y'all are making a pivot. And it's really cool to see. You've been doing some incredibly deep inner work, and just be open with this Uranus-Jupiter conjunction, just bringing in new offerings for you. Please just, wait until after the Mercury retrograde. From the 25th until the 2nd of May, 25th of April to the 2nd of May, we have no planets retrograde. On the 2nd of May, Pluto goes retrograde. So like that will be a nice little window. I would maybe say wait until the 29th to sign anything if you have to. There's a few other signs that I would recommend that for, but just what else did I write down for you? Be aware of what you're ingesting, released imposter syndrome, and the habits, and to like really start invoking and being aware of the habits of your future self. Not so much the old person that you were maybe even 6 months ago, maybe even 2 months ago, but just what does your future self do? Connect to that version of you. Cancer, you're recognizing how important you are in your communities, and you're really non-egoically recognizing that you shine differently, and that the rooms and the communities and the people that you're around, like the things that are happening positively for you, Cancer, are because of the inner work that you're doing. And it's because of you. Nobody else created this but you. So you're awesome. Your love is special. It's just, yeah, everything is happening because of the deep inner work that you've been doing. So just, I need to offer you that validation, and don't push away your compliments anymore. Learn how to say thank you and then bite your tongue until it bleeds. Leo, my darlings, I just wanted to hold you. There's some deep-rooted adolescent stuff that's really coming to the surface. And so I've told a bunch of different personal stories where, like, I had to really, in 2021, I had to spend once a day, every day, for the better part of a year, telling my inner adolescent to sit down and not take over my human avatar. They will destroy your life if you let them. If you don't understand what your inner adolescent looks like or sounds like, or what it is that he or she needs in that moment, they will pop out of your and just literally destroy your life. So there was a lot that's coming up, but I have to offer validation that this is ancestral. This isn't just yours. So the reason that it feels so feely and the reason that it feels so intense right now is because you might be the first one in your whole family line, or for a very long time, or in your family, that's alive right now, that's ever done such deep inner processing. So please be kind to yourself, but do not let your inner adolescent take over and destroy your life, because they will. They will. Yeah. Oh, and exercise. Put it into some physical activity, however you need to do that. I don't want you laying down and listening to music right now, Leo. I want you out exercising. Deadlift until you can't deadlift no more. Go for a walk. Tucker yourself out. That's a really good way to get the inner teenager to just sit down. Let the weight be your dom. Virgo, you are one of the other signs. Please do not sign a thing right now. Wait until the Monday after the Mercury retrograde, the 29th, if you possibly can, or after the 25th minimum. But there was 2 groups of Virgos that really came through. One of you is having a very beautiful awakening. We've been talking about this for a little while, but you're kind of went on to everything's beautiful. Now you're kind of in the wait, everything's like this. And so you kind of just need a little hand to hold, somebody if you're in need, to just have a few different sessions with, or definitely join the group if you're interested. And you're such an experiential hands-on learner, but you just need a few new tips and tricks and tools in a little bit more of a spiritual woo-woo sense. Y'all are just very steady as she goes. So reach out directly if you're interested in my work, or finding someone free on YouTube or wherever it may be. But you just kind of need a little bit, I'd say 1, maybe 2 sessions with somebody to just get you on the straight and narrow and back on track, to offer you validation that you're not losing your mind. You're just having a spiritual awakening, or a Kundalini awakening, or you're just seeing things clearly. I just had to offer that validation for some of you. The other side of you are aware of this language, but at the same time, you're trying to play poker with the universe. It's kind of you're in situations that you really don't like. You are doing a job that you don't like. You're trying to kind of playing cards, and you're playing poker. You're I'm going to do this until I get my pension. I'm going to do this until this. I really hate everybody in this room right now. You just need to declare it to the God of your understanding. I recommend mirror work, and just kind of saying, I'm doing what I really don't want to be doing to pay the bills, to do this, whatever that may be. But when you are grateful for things that you're not really grateful for, you're lying to the universe. The universe only understands what you tell it. It only understands energy. So try your best to declare it however you possibly can, to say, wow, I'm in the thick of it, and I would love to not have to do this. And let the woo-woo happen. You already have this language. And also be friends for the other Virgo group, and kind of just offer them validation. But for the other side of Virgos, this language, you're kind of letting the other side of your practical head take over. Just tell someone, tell your partner, tell a VIP in your life, I really don't like doing what I'm doing, but I'm doing it because I have to right now. Don't just say, I'm grateful for everything, because you're not. Cool. Who is next? Libra, don't get caught up in the nitty gritty. Definitely. There's so much happening all at the same time. And it's half of you were do I talk about relationships? Do I talk about money? Do I do this? Do I do this? Do I do this? Everything is energy. So just float above it, breathe, drink some clean water. You're doing a great job. You're doing an absolutely great job. Yes. How do you want to feel every day? It's not so much what you're doing every day, but I want you feeling you're popping out of bed it's Christmas morning, and you get to do what it is that you're about to do. That's all I really want you focusing on, is what do I actually want from my everyday life? Everything is happening all at the same time for you. And there was a moment that based on some of the astrological transits that are coming up this year, that myself as a Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto, I was damn, Libra, you contracted a pretty intense 2024. So that's an exciting time for you. Please reach out directly if you need anything, or if you're interested in a reading, because I'm just in awe of you. It was pretty yeah. What did I say? Yeah, you are healing some significant scarcity mindset for your entire family line. A lot of you are. A lot of you are like the baller of your family, of the friend group, and we've been talking about that for a little while, but it was just really cool. So like if there's ever that like, am I going to lose it all? That's literally just like the great grandparents stuff. So just stay the course, keep it on, and just know that you're worthy of it. Scorpio, your reading is going to be complimentary because this is falling in your sign. So I'm going to post that. But you have to remember that hyper-independence is also a trauma response. And a significant amount of you are kind of losing faith in the process. You're losing faith in the woo-woo. You're losing faith in like I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this my lifetime. And this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is happening for my Scorpio risings, is happening in your house of relationships. And so I don't want you to get discouraged if you don't like meet the person on the day of. The conjunction itself lasts over an hour. This is big stuff. Like the eclipses last 6 months. This is really big stuff. But there really wasn't anything that I could say to a lot of you that would make you feel better. And so I just wanted to offer validation that you're not alone. Really, across time and space, I'm speaking to you and like I'm able to like understand what it is that you're going through. It's the planets, but it doesn't make you feel any better. And yes, for a lot of you, you're being seen by someone that is going to invest in you. It just doesn't feel like it because they've been watching you with great interest and they're not reaching out right now. Just stay consistent with your content. Stay consistent with what you're doing. You don't have to do something bigger or flashier. Like what you're doing is awesome, Scorpio. So don't change it up right now because you're not receiving what you think you need. Just know that those top tier clients, those people that really want to invest in you are actively watching. So just keep on keeping on and try not to lose faith. But there was literally nothing that I could say to a lot of you, but the reading will be free. And I kind of shot between the eyes on that one. So, but yes, y'all need a win. And I'm aware of that. Y'all need a win. Y'all need a win. Okie dokie. Sagittarius, this one was very specific, and I just want to offer in advance that I'm in no way a nutritionist, a doctor in any capacity. So before you take any of what I'm about to say as doctrine, just do your own research on it. It was just wildly specific for Sagittarius. So for my Sagittarius women, this is about estrogen. This is about like IUDs, this is about fluoride, tap water. This is about like what you're doing to like really affect your hormones and your body. And so be aware of that, be aware of like what you are ingesting and how that's affecting what it is that you are sexually attracted to, what it is that you are, how do I say, like the fluoride affects your pineal gland, that affects your flow, that affects your cycle, it affects all different things. So just be aware of that. And be aware, like when you're taking the pill, like that's affecting everything. That's affecting what you like. That's affecting what you don't like. And some of you, I see babies in the future, so I'm very excited for that. Could be fur babies if you're not in the mood for babies. For my Sagittarius men, I have a challenge for you. There was some stuff about addiction that came through, and it was like, some of you, when I channel, I just kind of like check in with the energy of Sag men. And for some of you, we're like, I don't have an addiction problem. So I challenge you to go 2 days without whatever it is that you ingest every day. Like go 2 days without drinking, go 2 days without cannabis, go 2 days without coffee, go 2 days without whatever it may be. And then tell me that you don't have an addiction problem. Yeah. No, earlier this week, I went 2 days without cannabis flower, and it was like my dreams were popping off. I barely slept. So like I'm right there with you, and I'm not ever going to tell you to do something that I myself am not looking at and looking in the mirror and invoking. But I just wanted to offer that for you, as well as for my Sag men. And it's like, be aware that the polyester underwear that you wear is lowering your testosterone. And just be aware of what you're ingesting is lowering your testosterone. Just be aware. Just know that that's happening. That's all I have to say. And again, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor in any capacity, but there's brazen information for you. I also wanted to offer for my Sagittarius, because you're doing exploratory research, download a DuckDuckGo search engine or a non-traceable search engine. Put the same thing into Google that you're going to put into DuckDuckGo and see the difference. Don't take my word for it, but just see the difference. That's that. Where am I? I know, it like looks like that. Who's next? Cat. There was a really there was an image that popped into my head, and I'm sorry, I will post the majority of this on Instagram, but the rest will just be on YouTube for you. So for everybody else, just go watch it on YouTube. There was this really interesting image that I got about like you're being interviewed and someone's like, Capricorn, how are you doing? And you're like, I'm doing really well, thank you. I've been in the depths of my own processing and I'm just happy about it. And then they're like, do you know that there's a dumpster fire going on behind you, or that house is on fire? And you're like, yeah, I'm so aware, but that's actually not my dumpster and it's not my problem anymore. So it was so beautiful that you're actually only taking responsibility for what it is that you're responsible for, and you're letting somebody else handle the rest. So for the goat, Cap, I'm really proud of you. That was pretty awesome. Also, if you need some work to do around this full moon, write a list of the people that have been there for you in the midst of your trauma, in the midst of your trouble, in the Rocky montage, like the ones that are actually been there for you, and just send them a line. And just say, hey, I really appreciate you. You've been there for me when I've been in my adolescent, in the depths of my own soul. For a lot of people in my life, like you've been there for me when I've been borderline homeless. You've supported me, and I just really appreciate and respect you. So I would just, if you need something applicable, there was a lot of like tape by Caps that was like, give me something to do. So just love up on the people that have been there for you. That it's kind of like, you don't deserve me at my best if you weren't there for me at my worst. Just know who's there, because when things do pop off, you're going to have a lot of people being like, hey, remember me? And you'll be like, no, I don't. Aquarius, you were another one. Don't sign a thing. Wait until after the 25th or the 29th if you can, just to be aware of what's going on. You're seeing a lot of the extremes right now, Aquarius, and I don't want you to get caught up in the hullabaloo of, I want you to really watch it like a movie. Or, there's this really cute chair or this cute table at my restaurant. It's called The Rail, where you can kind of sit up and it's like a bar seat, but you can watch the flow of everything around you and not sit at the bar and like look at the liquor and like look at the TVs and stuff. You kind of get to like watch the human experience. I really want you to float above everything and watch it from above. Like just watch it from above. Yes, I don't want you to focus on what is happening on the other side of the planet or any of that. What's on your plate? You got enough on your plate, Aquarius. And I say that in a way that I wish and want to and do live in a world where everyone, all that they have to worry about is what is on their plate, their home, their family, their team, their flock, and that's it. Because if everyone on the planet focused on what was on their plate, everyone on the planet, and their home, their family, their team, their flock, the world would be a better place. So that's what happens in Sarah's world. So I wish that for you. Yeah, it's like releasing the need to be like number one or a part of it, or like be in the know of the things. When you have your awakening, it's like the FOMO is a part of like, how'd I get you? Pisces. Love is very different for all the different groups of people that you have in your life right now, Pisces. And I want you to really be cognizant and aware, kind of in the similar way of like Capricorn, like who are the buckets in your life? Sorry, this one I was a little nervous to say. Because love, like soul love, is different than true family love, than friend love, than acquaintance love. And the parable that came through is like, you went out because, you got a big raise, or you got like a really great promotion, and you bought a round of drinks for everyone at the bar. And for like 20 minutes, everyone's like, oh my God, Pisces, thank you so much. I love you. And then when you need someone, they're not there for you. So being aware that having acquaintances and being a part of community is very important and precious, but who really cares? Who's really there for you? Who really shows up when you need? And if you need to write it out, that's okay. Because just like Cancer, your love is so powerful and so important and so precious that I don't want you to get lost in where is everyone? Like, who matters? Yeah, you love everyone brazenly, as do I. We all love everyone on the world, on the planet equally. But like, who is really real? Just like that parable, who shows up? whose phone number do you have? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was like this, I think, it was a Tom Holland quote where it was like, if you have a problem with me, text me. And if you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. That type of stuff. Same thing with love. You have a lot of heavy hitters in your sign. Mars, Saturn, and Neptune are all in Pisces right now. So illusion, disillusion, care, love, dedication, addictions, sobriety, all the things happening all at the same time. So it's an intense time for you right now, Pisces. So just know that you are lovable and loved and cared for, but your love is so powerful. So with great power comes great responsibility. I love you all. Ciao.